Welcome to the Redemptorist Communication Office, the mission, voice of Redemptorists Oceania in the digital realm. I'm your host, Father Shiran from Redemptorist Communication Office. Today, we are blessed to have with us Father Felise, a Redemptorist priest who recently celebrated 25 years ministry. Father Felise, thank you for joining with us. We are honored to hear your story, your journey, and your reflections on the Redemptorist mission and vocation. First, I'm going to ask you, as a Redemptorist, I know you well, but our viewers, those who watch and listen to this podcast, may not. Could you please introduce yourself, where you come from, about your family a bit, and your current ministry?
Well, before I answer the question, I would like to say thank you. Thank you, Shiran, for taking your time to sit down with me. And it's an honor just to be around, ready to talk with you. Yes, 25 years since, a priest of our congregation, the Most Holy Redeemer, or the Redemptorists. I grew up in Samoa most of the time, and I remember when I was 9 years old, the Redemptorists arrived in Samoa. Yes, as you know, that the 2 priests and 1 brother, and that's where I came to know them. And from there, I learned a lot from them. I scrutinized what they had done each day for the sake of the people, especially be with the people, ordinary people, and try to do something for the sake of their spiritual growth day after day. And that's where I came to know. And I grew up there, and then I moved to the other island to attend one of the colleges, Catholic colleges in Apia. And after, every year I have to go back to my village, and there I go and mingle with them and do things around with them. And most of the time, I spent my time that island called Savai, where I grew up most, with the Redemptorists. And I'm so happy to see those Redemptorists, those 2 priests and a brother, mingle with every kind of, person over there, and try to do something for the sake of, as I said, for the sake of their spiritual growth day after day. And that's the most important thing for me. So I grew up there. I have, 10 siblings. I have 5 brothers and 5 sisters.
Right.
Yeah, just, I'm the number 8.
Number 8.
Number 8. Yeah, so there I'm now working in New Zealand as a priest. Okay. Yeah, most of the time, yes, I am looking after a parish over there. It's about 350, 400 people come to mass every Sunday.
Wow.
We have 2 masses. And then from there, then I have to reach out to other parishes, especially for Samoan masses, and say mass for the sake of them. So that's currently I'm doing over there in New Zealand.
Now I would like to ask you that how you first felt called to Redemptorists and eventually to become a Redemptorist priest. Will you share with us that story?
Yes, I have to go back, to where I grew up most of my time. That's where, as I said, I came to know them. And the spirit of Alphonsus was within me. When I went to the other island, to study one of the colleges, it's still there. And from there, I went to work for 10 years.
Right.
And it's still there. It's still there. And I think the other that's encouraged me to become a religious, my other cousins, because there are 6 of us in the family as priests, and 6 nuns, in my own very religious family,
Very religious family.
And that's where they, in a way of looking at them at that time, and I said, I think that maybe that's my call, to become a priest, but I have to. It's a dilemma.
Right.
As you all know that one of my cousins is Archbishop of Samoa now. Maybe I will join with them. And then I said to myself, no, I don't want, because my mind always goes back there, with the Redemptorists. And I said, okay, I have to find another order to be part of, that particular order's journey, spiritually. And then that's where I approached Peter Brown. Father Peter, he used to come as a brother when he arrived there, but then I approached him and I told him my desire, that I really wanted to become a Redemptorist. And that's so interesting. There are others, joined me, but, that's discernment is all about. Maybe 5 calls, it's just maybe only one will be like myself.
Right.
So they left, and here I am. And that's the call for me. I know that it's tough, it's a but. If that's what I always in me. If this is God's will, I can do it.
That's wonderful story of your vocation. And I'm sure that 25 years is a remarkable number of years in your ministry and vocation. I'm sure that you must have experienced many blessings in your life, and as well you must have encountered many challenges in life. Will you be able to share some of your blessings that you experienced and challenges that you encountered in this journey?
Thanks for that. Yes, I do experience lots and lots of blessings. First and foremost is to meet others from different cultures, from different countries. Where for example, where I'm looking after that parish right now, there are so many others, there are about 16 different cultures come to my parish. And that's a blessing to know all those people. All over the world, and it's so nice, to meet. I think that's a blessing for me to know all those people and then try to do something in order to help them. Maybe it's big or small, but at least I try something to help them, especially the young ones. The blessing, that's the big blessing for me, just to be with the young ones and ready to journey with them. Ready to journey with them, and from there I can pass on and tell them our own story about our own congregation, because most of those young ones, they have no idea who Alphonsus is regarding their life. They never heard of Alphonsus before. But journey with them, the young ones, they love to hear the story, and especially we celebrate feast day of our own, our feasts. Our saints, feast days of our saints, they love to hear the stories of our own founder especially. So that's challenging for me, is that it's so hard to be with them, especially those who have no idea in their lives who God is. I can tell you, others they say, I'm a good Catholic. But they have no idea who God, how they experience God regarding their everyday life. And that's how I can do. That's my chance, just to be with them and try to guide them, and just to let them know who God is, how he or she experiences the love of God as we journey throughout life, day after day. And the youth over there, I can tell you, they love to come and just be with them. I think that's a huge challenge. How can I reach out to that person, that young one, that family, and ask what they really want? And it's so important just to be there and listen. First foremost, regarding their stories of life, and then from there, ready to do something for the sake of their spiritual growth day after day.
And so far, after listening to your story, Father Felise, I gather that your vocation grew from the Redemptorist mission established in Samoa. And how do you look at nowadays the vocation, attraction for vocation for religious life and priesthood in Samoa?
That's another powerful question, regarding vocation in Samoa right now. Those days, I get so many young ones. They want to become religious. But nowadays, it's very hard to find vocation in Samoa, right? Because of technologies. I'm not blaming them. I'm blaming technologies. Now, they all have those, trying to focus themselves on those vices and things like that, But the problem is, what I have seen, we are trying to stop reaching out to young ones. Even like myself, for example, there were 5 of us came, and I'm only what I consider of the 5. And that's reality of discerning vocation, because sometimes it's oh no, I think that's enough, and this is a challenge for the leaders of our own congregation. What we have to do, let's do something new in order to attract young ones to come and be part of our journey. Discerning is a process where we have to give the opportunity to young ones to think and reflect. But it is good for them to see us coming to them rather than them coming to us. And from there, we really see what they really want to do in life, to commit themselves to become a servant through the vocation of priesthood.
Yeah. Father Felise, my final question also regarding what sort of a message that we can leave with the youngsters who are a bit curious about embracing this priestly life, especially to our youngsters who are listening this podcast and watching. What sort of message that you will leave with them?
Another powerful question, another good question. For the first foremost, be himself when it comes to discern for the vocation of priesthood. Be himself, and it is important for you to discern more about the vocation of priesthood. That's his own desire, what to do. And from there, discerning for a few years, and then from there, it is important and try to keep in touch with the Lord through prayers, and that's so important. As it says, life without prayer is a life without power. That's the motto that we take with our youth over there. Don't forget, you young people, remember to pray, keep in touch with Jesus. And then I quoted that from one of the great saints of the church, Mother Teresa.
Yes.
Life without grace, life without power. And that's so important to keep in touch with the Lord, trying, asking the Lord to let him know what he really wants him to do for the sake of him in a way of service. Yeah, that's so important. So it is important for our young ones asking questions to himself, why I'm here? Why I'm here? First foremost, like myself, thinking of myself, I'm here to discern. I'm here to discern. If that's the will of it, it's tough, but you will succeed.
Give a try.
And yeah, exactly right. And God knows your heart. And if this is not a vocation, well, that's it. You are the one who make the final decision for yourself. But that's my message for our young ones, like our children. Be yourself and communicate with the Lord through prayers, and try your best to do what is good for the sake of yourself, and think of the vocation and what the vocation, for the sake of the future, that is to serve brothers and sisters everywhere. Wherever you are going to send work, the people of God are there, always there, throughout the world, and we have to do something to help them.
Thank you, Felise, for sharing your experiences and your heart with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Sharon.
To our viewers and listeners, thank you for joining us at the Redemptorist Communication Office, the mission voice of Redemptorist Oceania in the digital realm. If this conversation has touched and inspired you, we invite you to share it with others and join us in our common mission in faith and mission. Until we meet next time, God bless you and guide you always.